Hello, my name is Jerome. Welcome to Sport Louder, and today we'll go through my predictions for the Premier League this weekend. First game, Southampton versus Man United. Now, this is a game where Man United have to win because, they didn't win the last game. Solskjaer is under pressure. He needs to win a game like this, and so I think that United will win the game, but, Southampton are a team where, you never know which kind of Southampton will turn out. With a coach that they have, I think they'll play very well, but at the end of it, I think United win this game because they need to win the game. So I'll go for a 2-0 United win. Next game is a Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa game. Now this game is a bit harder to predict because of how the teams are. One of the teams have been in the Premier League for a while, the other one hasn't, but the one that has not been in the Premier League for a while is a very good team. Now, the way I see it's going to play out is that the team in the Premier League that has been in the Premier League for a while is going to win because just how experienced they are in playing games like this. And so I think with a manager like Roy Hodgson, who's very experienced in playing games like this, with a player like Wilfried Zaha playing for Crystal Palace, I think Crystal Palace will win this game 1-0. Next game is a Chelsea versus Sheffield United game. Now, this game, since Chelsea are at home, they are a very strong side, and I think that Chelsea have been overlooked because of how the results have gone. I think most of the time when Chelsea have played this season, I know it's only the start of the season, they've played very well. They've controlled the game. They've been the most dynamic in all the games that they've played. So I think that Chelsea will do very well against the Sheffield United team that are, that like to attack as well. They don't just sit back and just wait for everyone to come at them. They like to attack, and so I think Chelsea will outdo them because Chelsea have a stronger midfield. And I think that when you're two attacking teams, when one team has a much stronger midfield, they always tend to win the games. And since that Chelsea are at home, I think Chelsea will win this game 3-0. Next game, Newcastle versus Watford. Now, this game is the most boring game, right? I don't even want to talk about this game because no one really cares. Now, Newcastle, they won their last game against Spurs, but seriously, they had like 2% possession. Who cares? And Watford have been shit the whole year. Excuse my language. But that's just the truth of it. I think it'd be a draw because it's such a boring game. I think both of them will just sit back and we'll take a point. They'll both be happy with a point. So I could care less. Okay. Man City versus Brighton. Man City at home. Now that's a very tough game for Brighton, although they've started well. Man City, obviously the best team in England at the moment, might be the best team in the world at the moment. And I think that they're just much too strong for Brighton to handle. Even if you can handle for the first 30 minutes, even for the first half, but at the end of the day, they have too much firepower, especially with Sterling and Aguero and Mahrez when he comes in. Much too strong, especially with the best player in the Premier League at the moment, who is, I believe, is Kevin De Bruyne. So I think Man City will win this game 4-0. Next game is West Ham versus Norwich. Now, I'm not going to sit on the fence for this one. I think that this will be a very competitive game just because of the two teams that are playing in it. I've been surprised by how well Norwich have played this season, and I think that this will be an upset against West Ham, even though they'll be playing at home. West Ham have been okay, the start of the season, but I've not been overly impressed by how they've played. And I think I'll go for a Norwich win this one. I think I'll go for a 2-1 Norwich win. Leicester versus Bournemouth. Now, this one here is an easy game in a way to predict, but you never know because Bournemouth can beat pretty much anyone in the Premier League just because of how good they are and what kind of coach they are. Because I think Eddie can work his magic. We all know Eddie can work his magic, but I believe Leicester are a much better team. And with a player like Jamie Vardy up front, who's always on the shoulder of every single defender, I think that they'll be a bit too hot to handle. Although Bournemouth can cause them problems, but I still think Leicester are much too strong for them. in two halves, actually. In the second half, I think Leicester will destroy them. I think I'll go for a 3-1 Leicester win. Next game, Burnley versus Liverpool. Now, if Liverpool are home, I'd probably just say, easy Liverpool win, but I don't think this will be a very easy game. Burnley, very compact, very hard to play against. Liverpool, just so great in attacking. When they pin you back, you can barely get out. So, and judging by how they played against Arsenal last week, I don't think Burnley have enough to stop them. Although Burnley, with a player like Barnes up front, they can cause Liverpool problems on the counter-attack. By counter-attack, I mean long balls. So I think that this would be a very comfortable win for Liverpool. I go for a 3-1 win, but I think Barnes will score a goal. Everton versus Wolves. Now, Everton at home, Wolves away. This is a mid-table clash, and I think that one of these teams will be seventh, but it's very hard to predict because you never know which way the league will go. By the look of it at the start of this season, I think that Wolves are looking the better side, and I'll edge Wolves to win this one 1-0 just because they've looked much better. Last one. Now, this one is Arsenal versus Tottenham. Arsenal at home. Arsenal have a very good record against Tottenham at home. That's why I'll be edging them, because they have that great record. Plus, they have a player like Aubameyang and Pepe and Lacazette who are very, very good up front. So I think that Arsenal will win this game, although it's a 50-50, since just because it's a derby, I think it could be a 50-50, although Arsenal are at home. So I think that Arsenal will win this game 2-0, but we shouldn't be surprised if Tottenham play very well and, you could even end up in a draw. But I'll say 2-0 because I don't want to stay in the fence. So those were my predictions. Now, I would be very interested to see what you think, how the games will play out. Because I'm very interested to see how the games will play out. Now, I think I'm right in all of them, but you never know. I know I'm a genius, but it doesn't always play out that way. Anyway, subscribe and like, and yeah, see you next week.